Once again, you're tuned into South Coast Radio, where we introduce you to the voices shaping tomorrow's music. Today, we're joined by a rising talent whose sound beautifully blends nostalgia with a modern touch. German South African singer songwriter Lilliane brings a fresh take on the 70s soft rock era, creating music that feels warm, melodic, and deeply emotional. With a background in musical theater, she combines strong vocal technique with heartfelt storytelling, and now she steps into the spotlight with her debut single, I Dream of You. The song explores the emotions of long distance love, the longing, the uncertainty, and those quiet moments of dreaming about someone far away. Lillian, welcome to South Coast Radio.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be on.
Awesome, it's really great to have you with us, Lillian. So let's start at the beginning. When did your love for music first begin?
Well, my love for music has always been there. I don't remember not ever loving music. Since I was a little girl, I've been dreaming about singing, and I knew that I wanted to pursue music from a very young age because I spent hours in my room singing to songs that I loved with an empty bottle of deodorant, which I actually still have. So I don't know, it was just never a question for me. It's just always something that I wanted to do.
That's great stuff, Lillian. So you have a background in musical theater. How has that
Yes.
how has that influenced your journey into becoming a singer and songwriter?
So musical theatre, it was a great way for me to learn about singing techniques and how far I can take my voice, and really learning how to use my voice as an instrument and not just singing along, but also learn the technique behind it. I think my voice became much stronger than it was before. And in terms of songwriting, I think musical theatre, it's very dramatic. It's all about the drama. It can be over the top sometimes, which I personally love. I love a bit of drama. So I think I tend to put that drama into my lyrics as well. And that's why I wrote a song about love, you know.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And at what point did you realize that creating your own music was the path you wanted to follow?
So in musical theatre, you follow other people's visions. They decide what they want you to do, and you basically have to do it. Like choreographers have their visions, directors have their visions, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I really
Yes.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But I also did realize that I would like to follow my own visions because I've a big imagination. I have a lot of vision, and just have full control over what I want to sing about and what kind of sound I want to create. And I really enjoy the freedom of that.
Awesome. So your sound has a strong 70s soft rock influence.
Yeah.
What draws you to that era of music?
So I grew up listening to music from a lot of different eras. I mean, from 70s rock to 90s rap to 80s pop.
Wow.
But there was just always that certain feeling that I feel when I listen to a 70s soft rock song by Fleetwood Mac, for example, one of
Yes.
my biggest influences. And I don't know, there's the feeling, this nostalgic feeling that these songs create that I just adore, and I love singing them too, and I think it suits my voice. So it was clear to me that I wanted to go into that direction and add a modern touch to it as well.
Wow. So how would you describe your style to someone hearing your music for the first time?
I was actually thinking about this quite a bit, but I think I would say it is a warm, nostalgic sound that is super dreamy and makes you just want to go on a sunset drive along Chapman's Peak in the summer. That's how it's meant to be listened to. I wanted to create that feeling, that
Yeah.
sort of, letting your hair blow in the wind out of the window and just listening to that song and know everything is going to be alright.
That's great. That's really awesome, Lillian. Awesome stuff. So let's talk about your debut single, "I Dream of You."
Yeah.
What inspired you to write this song?
The song is about my long distance relationship. So I'm half German, half South African,
Yeah.
but I grew up in Germany, and my boyfriend lives in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually when we're apart, the evenings are the hardest because during the day you do your thing and you go your way and you think about each other, but you're busy.
Yeah.
But then in the evenings you're like, oh, I wish he was here, and there was this one night, I mean, I feel these emotions every night, but there was this one specific night where I was feeling these emotions and I just thought, oh, I have to write a song about it. And it really doesn't get easier, no matter how long you've been long distance, no matter if it's 2 months or 3 years, it's a constant feeling of missing someone all the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as you were speaking of it now, so the song is based on a long distance relationship. How did that experience shape the emotion behind the track?
I think the emotions just make it so much real and relatable. And I kept thinking that if other long distance couples hear the song, they will look at it and think, oh yeah, that sounds about right. Like she gets it, she understands it. And that's what I wanted to put into the song.
Yeah. So you also mentioned writing the song on a cold winter night. Can you take us back to that moment and what you were feeling?
Yeah. So I was in my room, it was late at night, and I had some candles lit, and the light was kind of dim, and I was just really, really missing him, and I was feeling sad and wished that he was here with me, but obviously he wasn't. And then I just started playing around with some chords on my guitar, trying to find a sound that actually represents what I'm feeling in this moment.
Yeah.
And honestly, the song, it just wrote itself. The words they just started flowing, and that is when I knew that I just created something really special, and that it's gonna stay. That it's not just some idea that I might never come back to. That it's actually
True.
something that I want to put out there.
Wow, that's really awesome, Lillian. And so there's a strong sense of longing and vulnerability in the song.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to express such personal emotions in your music?
Usually I find it easy to write about my real life experiences and struggles, and because I wrote the song alone and not with anyone else in the room, it felt a bit like writing in a diary. So honestly, during the writing process, it wasn't hard to be so vulnerable. But I do have to say that the first couple of times that I played it for other people, it did take a bit of courage to have others listen to it and to have them hear my emotions and my real words, and just letting people in like that.
Yeah, great stuff. That's awesome, Lillian. So, as this is your debut single, what does this release mean to you personally?
I think the song will always be special to me because it is my debut single, but also obviously because I wrote it for the person that I love the most, that my partner.
Yeah.
But also it's really special because I'm finally getting a step closer to making my lifelong dream of becoming a musician, a singer, songwriter, a reality.
Wow.
And it's everything I ever wanted to do, and the fact that it's finally happening, and also that not just that, but people are listening, people are loving it. I hit 11,000 streams on Spotify, and that's
Wow.
more than I ever thought that I would achieve with this. So
Awesome.
that makes it really, really special.
That's really awesome to hear, Lillian. So what do you hope listeners feel when they hear the song "I Dream of You"?
I hope the listeners will feel understood, because I think everybody knows what it feels like to miss someone. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic partner. It could also be a family member or a best friend or, just someone close to you. And I hope they will feel the nostalgia, warmth, and dreaminess that I keep talking about. And honestly, the best way to listen to the song is in the car, Sunset Drive. And I think that's when it's really going to hit you.
Definitely, that's for sure. So Lilliane, just one more question before we close off with the interview.
Yes.
Where can the listeners find your music, including I Dream of You, and also follow you online?
So my song is available everywhere on all streaming platforms under the name Lilliane. So that's Lilliane. And if you want to find me on social media, you can find me under Lilliane_music. So that's also Lilliane_music on TikTok and Instagram.
Really awesome, Lilliane. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story with us. And congratulations on your debut release. And to the listeners,
thank you so much.
You're most welcome. And to the listeners, that was Lilliane with her beautiful new single, I Dream of You, a heartfelt song capturing the emotion of love across distance. So be sure to stream it and show your support for this incredible new artist as she begins her journey in the music industry. But also stay tuned because we are about to play her song right about now. So stay tuned for that.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.